We have arrived at the moment of truth. Welcome to the top 5 states for black land ownership. These are not just states with cheap land, these are the powerhouses of the Black Belt. These are the 5 locations that scored the highest on our trifecta of requirements. Affordability that defies inflation, safety that comes from strength in numbers, and a legacy that runs deeper than the soil itself, while the rest of the country is fighting over overpriced condos and shrinking lots. The states in this top 5 are offering acres of freedom for pennies on the dollar. We are talking about regions where the black population is double or even triple the national average. We are talking about land prices that are 50 to 70% lower than the national median. These are the places where you don't just survive as a minority, you thrive as part of the majority culture. This is the elite zone where your dollar goes the furthest and your roots go the deepest. So put down whatever you're doing, open your mind to the possibility of owning a massive piece of America, because these next 5 states are the blueprint for building black wealth in 2026. Let's count down the champions. Number 5, North Carolina land for less than a down payment on your car. Yep, that is real, and it is happening right now in North Carolina. Welcome to Eastern North Carolina, a region that is quietly becoming a powerhouse for black landowners. To truly appreciate the scale of this opportunity, we have to look at the hard national data provided by the USDA, according to recent agricultural reports. The average cost of farm real estate across the United States has climbed over $4,080 an acre. In popular coastal states like California or New Jersey, that number can easily skyrocket to $10,000 or more for a single acre. But here in Eastern North Carolina, you are completely defying these national odds and flipping the script. You can still find acres of usable, fertile land starting around $3,000 to $5,000. Let's put that in perspective for a second with a real-world financial comparison. The average monthly rent for a standard 2-bedroom apartment in New York City or Boston is currently pushing past $3,500. That means for the price of one single month of rent in a cramped city apartment where you own nothing, you could buy an entire acre of land here in North Carolina and hold the title forever. But let's talk about the lifestyle shift, because money isn't everything. Living in Eastern North Carolina means trading the constant background noise of sirens and subway trains for the sound of crickets and wind through the pines. It is a slower, more intentional pace of life that prioritizes human connection over the hustle culture. Imagine waking up on a Saturday morning without an alarm clock. You walk out onto your porch with a cup of coffee and look out over land that extends as far as you can see. There is no rush to catch a train or fight for a parking spot at the grocery store. The community vibe here is rooted in porch culture, where neighbors actually know each other's names and look out for one another's kids. You are close enough to the coast for weekend beach trips to the Outer Banks, but far enough inland to avoid the tourist traps and high prices. It is the kind of place where Sunday dinner is still a mandatory weekly event with the whole family, not a rushed meal in front of the TV. You have space to breathe, space to think, and space to actually enjoy the fruits of your labor. North Carolina's rural counties, especially in the east like Halifax, Bertie, and Edgecombe, are serving up these deals while the rest of the East Coast is priced out. But here's the kicker about this place that makes it unique on our list beyond just the price tag. North Carolina is not just cheap dirt to buy for speculation. It is a whole movement you are joining. The state is home to a thriving network of black farmers, land cooperatives, and homesteaders. They are redefining what rural black wealth looks like in the 21st century through sustainable agriculture. With a black population around 22%, that is nearly double the national average of about 13%. The ecosystem here is built to support your success from day one, unlike anywhere else. You have North Carolina A&T, the largest HBCU in the nation, producing the next generation of agricultural experts and offering grants. So ask yourself this important question about your family's legacy. What would it mean to build something new on land your ancestors once walked, but this time with your name on the title and deed, protected by the full weight of the law? Whether you want to build a custom home or grow a business, the opportunities here are as real as the soil under your feet. So are you you going to wait until this land shows up on Zillow for triple the price in 5 years? Or are you ready to explore a state that is welcoming, affordable, and rich in possibility right now? Number 4, Georgia. You can buy land just outside Atlanta for the price of a used PlayStation and a half-decent pair of sneakers. Yes, in Georgia of all places, the Black Mecca of the South. Georgia is not just peaches and trap beats, folks. It is one of the best kept secrets for affordable land in the entire southern region, especially when you move just a little south or a little more central in the state away from the sprawl. Let's look at the hard numbers to understand the massive value gap we are talking about here. Inside the Atlanta perimeter, a standard quarter-acre lot to build a house can easily cost you $50,000 or more. That price point is simply out of reach for most working families trying to build wealth from scratch. But in rural Georgia, just 90 minutes away from that same city center via the interstate, you can find expansive land for under $5,000 an acre. That is a discount of nearly 90% just for changing your zip code and driving a bit further out. Now, imagine the lifestyle upgrade that comes with that massive savings. In the city, your life is defined by the clock, the commute, and the traffic jam on I-285. Here, your life is defined by the seasons, the sunset, and your own schedule. Rural Georgia offers a blend of modern southern hospitality and deep cultural pride that is hard to find elsewhere. You are never far from a Black-owned business, a historic church, or a vibrant community festival celebrating our heritage. The weekends here aren't about spending money at a crowded mall. They are about fishing in a local creek or hosting a barbecue on your own land. You get the absolute best of both worlds with this location. You have the peace of the country during the week to decompress and heal your nervous system. And you have the culture of Atlanta just a short drive away for concerts, shopping, and big events when you want them. It is a lifestyle that lowers your cortisol levels and raises your quality of life immediately. You stop surviving the grind and start actually enjoying the life you are working so hard to build. Now here's the plot twist you need to hear about the Peach State demographics. Georgia's black population is a solid 33% statewide. That is almost triple the national average, making it one of the most culturally dense states for us in the country. We are not talking scattered communities here and there where you feel isolated. We are talking deep roots and rich history everywhere you go, from the barbershop to the boardroom. Cities like Atlanta, Macon, and Augusta are where black excellence doesn't just exist, it thrives and controls the culture. But the mistake most people make is trying to buy right in the middle of the city where the competition is fierce. What if you could tap into that cultural power without the city price tag eating up your savings? That is where rural Georgia steps in for you as the smart strategic play of the decade. You can be just far enough from Atlanta to escape the noise and the gridlock traffic. Think about the strategy of the commuter homestead, which is becoming very popular. What would generational wealth look like for your family if you owned 5 acres of Georgia land right now? A dream home built just for you without a massive mortgage weighing you down for 30 years. A small farm to feed your family organic food that you grew yourself in your own backyard. Or maybe just land to hold until the value triples, because it will triple as the city expands outward. Oh, and do not sleep on this fact regarding community support either. Georgia is home to a growing number of black-owned land cooperatives, eco-villages, and farming collectives. People are organizing for the future in powerful ways. It's reclaiming space that matters to our community. The question is, are you trying to stay boxed in by the city limits and the landlord, or are you ready to spread out and build something real on your own terms? Number 3. Arkansas, $1,500 an acre. That is not a typo on the screen, and I need you to let that sink in. That is Arkansas doing what Arkansas does best in this market, staying low-key and affordable while the rest of the country loses its mind over inflation and high prices. This is the absolute price floor on our entire top 10 list for 2026. You will not find verified buildable land deals cheaper than this anywhere else in the country right now. Arkansas is serving up big raw plots of undeveloped land starting at just $1,500 to $3,000 an acre. To compare, that is significantly lower than the national agricultural land average, which hovers around $4,000. That price is less than some people spend on coffee and takeout in a single year of bad habits. And for that small investment, you are getting actual land that lasts forever. So what does life actually look like when you move to the natural state? It looks like absolute autonomy and total privacy. Arkansas is rugged, green, and incredibly private, with landscapes landscapes ranging from the Delta Flatlands to the Ozark Mountains. If your dream lifestyle involves being left alone to do your own thing without interference, this is your paradise. The culture here is about self-reliance, outdoor living, and minding your own business. Your gym membership is replaced by hiking trails, kayaking on the Buffalo River. Oh, and working your own land. Your grocery run is replaced by a massive vegetable garden and maybe some fishing in the local rivers. It is a quiet life, yes, but it is an incredibly rich and fulfilling life. There is no pressure here to keep up with the Joneses because your nearest neighbor might be a mile away through the woods. It is the perfect setting for someone who wants to unplug from the matrix, write a book, or raise a family offline. It is a simple, unpretentious existence where your time actually belongs to you, not your boss or your commute. Let's talk numbers and demographics for a second to understand the community landscape. About 15% of Arkansas's population is black statewide. While that looks lower than Georgia or Mississippi on paper, the concentration in the Delta region is much higher. In some Delta counties, the black population density rivals the Deep South, creating strong, tight-knit communities. Most people overlook Arkansas entirely when looking for land investment opportunities. It is not flashy or famous like Texas or Georgia in the media. It is not viral on social media influencers' pages yet, but it is prime for agriculture, homesteading, or off-grid living if you value privacy. And it has space for days and days without anyone bothering you. The zoning laws here are some of the most relaxed in the entire country. You want to build a tiny home village for your family without hassle from the city council? You can do that here. You want to install solar panels and disconnect from the power grid completely to save money? You can do that here too without breaking any laws. So ask yourself this simple question about your financial future and freedom. How much longer are you going to scroll through overpriced real estate listings and pretend you are not mad? Why not go somewhere where your money actually stretches further than you ever imagined? Where you can buy land easily with cash savings instead of a bank loan. Build a home without drowning in 30 years of debt and interest payments. Here is what is wild about this place right now in the current market. People are building solar-powered compounds and peaceful retirement setups right now in Arkansas. This isn't just cheap land to buy and hold for the sake of it. It is customizable land for your specific dreams and visions. Once the world catches on to this deal, the prices will follow the trend of the rest of the country. So would you rather keep making landlords rich every month with your hard-earned money, or start planting roots on a few acres of your own for less than the cost of a used car? Number 2, Alabama. You can still buy land in Alabama for the price of a flat-screen TV and a weekend getaway. And that is not even the shocking part of this story. The real plot twist is that you would be buying in a state where black folks have been owning land, not renting it, for over a century now. Yep, Alabama has got the receipts to prove it in the history books, especially in the region known historically as the Black Belt of the South. This region is named for two things: the richness of the black topsoil and the richness of the black population. Alabama's black population is around 27% statewide. That is more than double the national average, ensuring you are never alone here as a minority. But in the Black Belt counties specifically, that number jumps to over 70%. That is a level of community density you simply cannot find in the West or the North, no matter where you look. In many of these smaller towns and rural areas, you can still grab a decent plot of land for under $4,000 an acre. Compare that to the national average of prime agricultural land, which is pushing towards $6,000 in prime areas. You are getting premium soil at a massive discount of nearly 30 to 40% compared to the market. And the lifestyle? It is grounded in community, family, and deep connection. In Alabama, Southern hospitality isn't a marketing slogan. It is the law of the land. Life here revolves around the community centers, the historic church, the football field on Friday nights, and the family porch. You don't walk down the street here without nodding or speaking to people you pass. There is a warmth here that you simply do not find in big coastal cities where everyone is a stranger to each other. The pace is deliberate and unhurried. People take their time to talk, to eat, and to live in the moment. You are stepping into a culture that values history, storytelling, and respecting your elders. It is a place where your kids can run around outside safely because the whole neighborhood is watching out for them. If you are looking for a place where you can feel spiritually and socially connected every single day, Alabama is it. It is about returning to a village mindset in a world that has become too individualistic and lonely. Finding the land is easier than you think if you know where to look and who to ask. So here is the million-dollar question for you to consider today. Are you trying to build something real or just keep surviving someone else's rent hike every year? Because Alabama has got land with potential and a real story attached to it. This isn't just dirt on the ground that you walk on. This is legacy soil we are talking about that holds power, the kind you pass down to your kids, not just live on for a few years before moving. And don't think for a second it is all pickup trucks and slow living down here in the South. Black farmers, builders, homesteaders, and entrepreneurs are popping up all across the state. People are reclaiming the narrative of the South and flipping the script on history, restoring land and planting real roots in places where their grandparents were once denied access by law. The new wave isn't loud or flashy on social media like other movements. It is landlocked and building quietly for the future of our people. Co-ops are buying back thousands of acres to secure food sovereignty for the community. Communities are coming together to support each other's businesses and keep the dollar circulating locally. Now, I am not saying Alabama is perfect because no place is. No place is perfect in this country, and every place has its challenges. But you know what is better than perfect when it comes to building wealth? Affordable, buildable, and packed with historical power that you can feel. So how long are you going to watch others build wealth before you grab your piece of it? Number 1. Mississippi land starts under $4,000 an acre. And nope, that is not the price per square foot like in the city. That is the price for the whole acre of land. Welcome to the land of opportunity that everyone has been sleeping on for years. Here is the headline news that you need to share with everyone. Mississippi has the lowest land prices in the entire United States of America, and it is not even close to the others on the list in terms of pure value. You can buy 5 acres here for the price of 1 acre in the average American state. Whether you are dreaming of a peaceful homestead for your family to grow old on, a backyard garden that doubles as your grocery store to fight inflation, or just some good old-fashioned space to call your own without neighbors looking in your window, Mississippi has got it under $4,000 an acre right now. That is the kind of number that makes your bank account do a happy dance. But wait, it gets even better than the price tag when you look at the people. Mississippi is nearly 38% black statewide, making it the blackest state in the country by percentage of population. That is triple the national average and the highest concentration of black culture in the nation. That is not just representation on a chart or a statistic. That is real community every single day of your life. Now let's talk about the vibe, because Mississippi is a feeling you have to experience. There is a thickness to the culture here that you cannot find anywhere else in America. 1. The music, the food, the dialect. It is all unapologetically black and southern. Life here is lived on the front porch and at the Sunday dinner table. It is a place where you are not constantly code switching or looking over your shoulder to see if you belong. You belong because you are here and you are part of the majority in many places. The stress of being the only one in the room evaporates when you cross the state line into Mississippi. You can walk into positions of leadership, business ownership, and civic life much easier here because the demographics are on your side. It is a lifestyle of belonging and effortless cultural connection. It is a lifestyle where the blues and gospel provide the soundtrack to your daily routine, and where the incredibly low cost of living allows you to actually enjoy your life instead of just working to pay bills. You trade high-speed anxiety for deep-rooted soul and peace of mind. So let's pause right here and reflect on what that means for you and your family. What does it mean to own land where your roots run deep into the history, where your ancestors may have worked the soil, and now you get to own it as the master, shape it to your will, and build whatever you want on it, and pass it down to your children as an asset, not a burden of debt. This state isn't about hype or trends that fade away. It is about real people building real legacies through farming, self-sufficiency, and smart investments. Folks are out here creating off-grid setups right now to live freely. Solar-powered cabins are being built in the woods for peace of mind. Micro farms are feeding families healthy food free of chemicals and hormones, and wide open spaces to breathe for less than the cost of a luxury apartment deposit in a major city. And listen, I get it. I really do understand the hesitation. Mississippi has its baggage from the past, and we all know it. Every state does have baggage and a history we must confront. But where others see limitations and fear based on the past, the savvy investors see land opportunities opportunities for the future. And with this kind of affordability and cultural richness combined in one place, Mississippi isn't just a contender on this list of affordable states. It is the crown jewel of affordable land for Black people. So here's your moment of truth today as we wrap this up. Why? Would you rather keep scrolling and renting your life away to someone else? Or take a serious look at a state where land is cheap, legacy runs deep, and your dollars can go the distance? You have made it to number 1 on the list, and you know the truth now. But this is just the beginning of what is possible for you if you take action. We have counted down the top 5 states where you can reclaim your freedom through land ownership. From the agricultural hubs of North Carolina to the deep roots of Mississippi, the opportunity is sitting right there in front of you, waiting for you to grab it. But watching this video is only the first step in the journey. The real work begins when you take action on what you have learned. It begins when you do your research and look at the listings. It begins when you visit these places and walk the land yourself to feel the soil. And most importantly, it begins when you make the decision to stop being a renter and start being an owner. Land is the only asset that they are not making any more of in this world. Once it is gone forever, and you cannot get it back. So do not let this moment pass you by like so many others. If you are ready to build something real for your family name, comment "I am ready" down below in the comment section. Tell me which state called your name today and where you plan to go. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to Virtual Travel by Brian for more guides on how to build wealth and live free. We are going to keep bringing you the truth about where to put your money and your future. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one with more gems.